new project coming, Living Proof. Got a big feature on it. The big feature is
Tough.
so yeah. When I released my project, and just to go into a real quick spiel about this, when I released my single I released this year, Written in the Stars, he seen some of my promotion for it and reached out to me. It's like, yo, bro, I seen shout out the algorithm for putting you on my feed. You know what I'm saying? Your music is dope, bro. What's good? You trying to work? We end up having a conversation and stuff. I told him I had just recently got scammed last year over some stuff. So I'm like, bro, I'm iffy about it. Let's hop on a FaceTime call. Let me check in, make sure it's you. Let's talk real quick, whatever. And we could go from there. Hopped on FaceTime with bro. You know what I'm saying? The love was genuine, bro. You feel me? Like I never met him before. You feel me? But the conversation, you know what I'm saying? The way business was handled, bro, was just genuine. Bro looked out. It's all love. You know what I'm saying? So I got on this upcoming project. You know what I'm saying? I don't have any features on any of the other songs. It's all me. You know what I'm saying? But I do got a track with my guy featuring my guy Heist the Prophet on a hook. You know what I'm saying? So it's huge, baby. Shout out my boy Heist the Prophet, man. We going up. This gonna be the start of it.
Hey, hey, hey. Okay. Out to the pay for the grass is always greener. I don't do no labels, I call it how I see it. Okay, out to the pay for the grass is always greener. I don't do no labels, I call it how I see it.
What does the future look like for your podcast?
Yo, welcome back to another episode of No Label the Pod, season 7. Donnie in the back. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate all y'all for liking, sharing, subscribing. You know what I mean? Y'all always show love. It's only right that we show love back. If you stop by nolabelmedia.co, you can sign up for our newsletter, stay up to date with everything. No Label Media, No Label the Pod. We got some dope events coming. You know, inspiration is on the way. So sign up for that newsletter. You'll keep up with all the updates with everything we got going. Today we sitting with an artist. I've gotten to know this brother. Now I think about it, it's almost been 10 years.
Is it a shirt?
It's crazy. It's almost been 10 years. And I don't even think I was done with music when we first met. And I'm like, okay. I was like, just gonna do our scene on campus, you know what I mean? So, oh, word. I know your cousin. Oh, yeah, bet. Then next thing you know, he started rapping. He's doing his thing. And we like, yo, we've been working on making this happen for a while.
For sure.
We've been working to make this happen for a while. It's funny. We just sat with, shout out to L Biz. We sat with him, and it's just like we be trying to make it work. You know what I mean? I'm glad we finally got to do it. Here with King Dagger.
Yes,
how
sir,
you living, bro?
Building. Blessed, bro. Blessed.
Absolutely.
Definitely a long time coming.
For sure, man.
I understand it though.
Yeah, bro. It's hard.
Yeah, I understand it for sure.
We just travel halfway across town, bro. I'd be feeling bad, like we rarely late. So I'm like, man, but we wasn't gonna push it no further.
Timing, bro. It's all timing.
Absolutely. So, how everything been with you?
Good, bro. Honestly, just working on building a business. You know what I'm saying? Continuing to grow, making sure I'm putting that music out. But I had to focus back on the music. You know what I'm saying? Because I was too focused on the business, so I had to shift my focus a little bit and. You know, just going through life, bro. Life has really been hitting hard recently.
Life.
But, you know, man, just trying to stay focused in that because I got a lot of, I'm not going to say negative, but bad things that happened recently. In the midst of that, a lot of good things happening at the same time. Good things I can't push off, you know? So just still trying to go, bro.
Absolutely. Sometimes you got to change them problems into that fertilizer that, you know what I mean? Bro. Yeah, but that push through. Well, what you like, 26, 27?
How old am I?
Yeah.
30.
Word?
Yeah, bro. I just turned 30 in May.
Okay.
Big 30.
That's what's up. That's fire. Hell yeah. So whenever we have a guest for the first time, we like to start from the beginning. Born and raised in Buffalo?
Yes. Born and raised.
What part of town?
Really grew up all over, man. I moved a lot when I was young. Mostly East Side though, stay with my pops in like South Buffalo area a little bit. On the West Side a little bit, nothing too crazy. Mostly when I lived on my own, but majority East Side, bro.
Okay. Oh, that's
Born and
dope.
raised on the East Side.
What high school?
East High.
Where?
Yeah, bro. Didn't like it. Not a fan of it. Not a fan of it. It wasn't my choice. It's kind of just where I ended up at.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what
how
I'm
it be.
saying? So, yeah, and I don't really talk to anybody from high school.
Word.
Nobody, not a soul. It's kind of crazy.
No, as well. Like sometimes, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? That separation factor, it needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? Because
For sure.
everybody don't have a mindset where it's like, yo, I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to do better. I'm trying to conduct business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you outgrow it. Well, we met in Fredonia.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot later.
Yeah. So boom, in high school, were like you was in the sports or were you in the music?
It was always music. It was always music ever since I was a youngin. My cousin did music. I seen him growing up and a lot of other family members. My cousin Speedy the Icon. I was growing up watching him do music. So it was always something that I was into. So everything that I pursued, everything I went to school for was always music. In high school though, I played basketball here and there, football, but I never, chased it any organized sports. I never
Okay.
played any organized sports. It was always just recreational.
Word. So were you recording? Were you recording music in high school and stuff too? Or?
Yeah, I was actually recording on my own. I didn't record my first song with Speedy until I was like 16. But other than that, it was just me and my friends recording, like in our own little bunk studio. You know what I'm saying? The computer and some speakers.
Yeah.
That was it, bro. Not even no real official speakers. You feel me? Just like
whatever you
computer,
can
some
find.
Yeah, bro. For real.
Nah, that's
We made it work.
Yeah, man. You gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, for sure.
Were you always just like, oh, I'm a rapper? Did you try to dabble in like DJing or anything else?
It was always just I started off just rap. That's where I'm at now. Still just rap. Not a singer. You know what I'm saying? DJ wasn't my thing. Producing wasn't really my thing. Even now, it's like I never really even ventured into that lane. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I always since I started music, I always did like the mixing and mastering of things, but it was always just rap, bro.
Word.
Yeah.
Did you start off as King Dagger or was it a song?
No, actually in high school it was Disaster for some reason. Yeah, I don't know why. It was Disaster. And then from there it was like after I graduated high school and stuff, it was like that's when the Dagger came in.
Okay.
Started as Dagger and then it became King Dagger.
Dope.
Yeah, and that one kind of just stuck. Yeah, it stuck. So
Word. Well, how did that or what does it symbolize? You know what I'm saying? The dagger. And
basically that I'm just like originally when I first came up, it was like because my lyrics are like a two-edged sword. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sharp. My lyrics are sharp. And once I really made that transition over from just doing any type of music to like really putting a message in there, and let's say with a gospel message, is when like that King Dagger really came into play. So it's mostly just because my lyrics are sharp, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm a sharp individual, and so are my lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bro.
Word. So you mentioned like how it's like I don't want to call it like gospel rap, but it's just like you motivation, inspirational, like somewhat type bars.
I don't want to call it that either. Mostly because it's like that kind of puts me in a box. You know what I'm saying? Off rip, like I can't reach the people that I'm really intending to reach under as a Christian rapper. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a Christian artist, you're rapping for Christians. Me, I'm trying to reach those folk who don't go to church. You know what I'm saying? I want to reach those people who don't necessarily listen to Christian rap, but when they listen to my music, it's like, all right, this is hip hop. I could rock with this, but they still getting that message. You know what I'm saying? They still getting that dose of what I'm chasing after. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So when I went on Daytime Buffalo, Chelsea called it conscious gospel, and that kind of stuck.
Okay.
So I announce it now as conscious gospel.
Nah, that's tough.
It's kind of both sides of the spectrum. You know what I'm saying? Got that hip hop. It's not like gritty or nothing like that. Obviously, like you said, it's still inspirational and all that. Good message, positive music, but at the same time, like I said, it's a message in it.
Word.
So Yeah.
Well, so I'm assuming when you first started, were you always on that type of path, or like what made you make that the conscious decision to like, yo, this is what I'm gonna rap about?
It was just before it was just I was just making music. It was a hobby at first as well, you know. Me and my friends, we started as Rich Boys. You know what I'm saying? A little group of us just rapping and together just really going to the studio making music. After school, I get right off the bus to Cuz house. This after I started working with Speedy in the studio. He showed me how to do everything, and then from there he just left me up to it. He's like, yo, this how you do this and that. Rest is up to you. You need help, come get me. And I'll be down in the studio, bro, for hours. Like from the moment I got out of school, which would be like 3-4 o'clock, bro, I'll be leaving around like 10-11 o'clock, just in the studio working.
That's tough.
So yeah, we started as Rich Boys and really was just whatever the vibe was. You feel me? And then from there, like when I turned 18 is when I really made that conversion, like fully. And my big bro Mario, who was like a mentor, like a father figure to me, he you know, once I got baptized at 16 and really started to make that shift, he was like, yo, you should make your music align with where you're going. You know what I'm saying? Align with what you're serving, like your purpose. You know what I'm saying? And then
Smart.
from there is when I started to make that shift for real.
Nah, that's super smart.
Yeah.
Did you was it a particular event that made you necessarily like want to get baptized or want to get saved, or was it just like it was that time?
For me personally, it was I was going down a path, you know, and a lot of my family was down this same path. So I was heading down that path, and then you know, the Lord kind of, it was a few instances where, you know, it could have been like jail time, long jail time over stupid things that I did. But you know, the Lord saved me from those things, and I ain't gonna say I came out unscathed, but you know what I'm saying. I made it out, and I'm alive. I wasn't out here killing nobody or nothing. I wasn't running down on nobody for real, nothing crazy. But like, you know what I'm saying. I did things that could have made my life go the other way.
Absolutely.
You feel me? And I could have easily been somebody different. But you know, He saved me and changed my life around, bro. And from there, it's like I was going. And at the time, I had a friend who we was friends for a long time, me and my boy. And we started going to church together. And then after like maybe like close to a year and a half, almost 2 years, is when, you know, I ended up getting baptized. And it's just been, you know, my journey ever since.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a blessing. Ups and downs, of course, you know. But
absolutely, that's everything.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, it's funny because my pops was a minister and his father was a pastor. So it's just like I love the fact that like he allowed us. We saw the whole church being in there all the time, and it's like he allowed us when we hit like 14. He was like, all right, you old enough to make the decision.
Yeah,
I've instilled enough principles in you to whether you could go to church or not. You know what I'm saying? And that's definitely like helped me stay on the right track. Just not with the word alone, but we're just like knowing I know better, having somebody instill those principles and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
That's dope.
Rest in peace, my pops, man. He just recently passed in April.
Oh, man,
but he was a Muslim, bro. And growing up, he, you know, he used to wake me up and I pray with him doing that. You feel me? But I got older and it just wasn't my path. You know what I'm saying? Also, a lot of my family on his side is Muslim, so
okay.
Yeah, it wasn't for me.
Yeah. Very, very, very disciplined.
it wasn't for me. But at the same time, he wasn't like disciplined in it either. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't, you know, like to the T with it. It wasn't nothing like that. But you know, he would do I forget what it's called, the prayer that come around every year. I can't think of it right off the top right now, but my cousin do it every year. Ramadan, yeah. He'd do the Ramadan, and sometimes I do it with him, but he wasn't like, you know, devout to it.
Gotcha.
He did some prison time and stuff, and ended up converting and things like that. But
that's what's up. That's what's up. Where so when you start rapping, I met you in Fredonia. So were you were rapping around at that time?
I was already rapping. I was already deep into music.
Okay,
for sure.
Who were some of your influences when it comes to making that music?
Definitely my cousin Speedy the Icon was one of my close quarters influences. Also J. Cole. You know what I'm saying? It was always J. Cole. Well, I'm not gonna say always J. Cole, but started early on as Lil Wayne, J. Cole, Drake was an influence. At a part in my journey, and influence, I'll say, like, not necessarily on my music, but like the type of person he was and like the type of messages he put out. I would say Tupac.
Okay.
You know, I kind of chose a different route as far as the music related, but just like what he did in the music and like how he shifted the culture and things like that, that was influential. But yeah, mostly just J. Cole. You know, Drake was a part of those people. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And Jay-Z, how he orchestrated the business part of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And it definitely like shows in your music. It's like you definitely business minded. You very aware of like what's going on. You know what I'm saying? How'd you get the introduction to like that business side of the industry? Because some people think it's only rap.
Yeah, a lot of people only think it's only rap, but it was really when I went to college. Like, I didn't know much about the business side before college. It really was just only recording music. Like, oh, let's record as much music as we can and then put it out, and that was it. You know, went to college though. First I went to NCCC. I learned the live sound aspect of it, and that's what really got me where I am now. As far as like in my church, I run the board. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know, I would say secondary assistant on the board. Mo Badger's like the main man, but I run it when he directing praise and worship. But that's what got me into that. But then after NCCC, I went to Fredonia for the business of music, and that's really where I learned how everything operates. You know, so Fredonia really taught me how, like, it basically gave me like an intro to it. You know, it wasn't like they didn't teach me everything. You know, you gotta learn most of that on your own for real. Yeah, because the culture changes, bro, so much, especially with technology now. But it gave me an introduction to it. So I always wanted to just be more than an artist, but when I was starting, I didn't know how. You know what I'm saying? So Fredonia really taught me the business of the intro, introduced me to the business of it.
Nah, that's tough. And so then you got Untouched Talents.
Yes, sir.
So how would you describe it for somebody who's maybe never heard of it?
We are a entertainment company that creates opportunities for artists. Like, we started out as an LLC, mostly the record label. When I started in 21, it was just like, I'm doing music. I've always helped other people, you know, with their businesses and like record labels and things. So I'm like, if I can help somebody else, I can start my own.
For sure.
I started as a record label, and then like that was in August. And then that December of 21 is when I hosted my first like showcase. And I do that because it wasn't really like, it wasn't nothing like what we doing now. You know, it was just, I was the DJ. I was playing the music off my computer. I was the host. I was everything. I put everything together, like all that, you know.
Well, man.
Bro, my wife helped me with the flyer, and I had a bunch of artists, like it was like 15 to 17 artists on it, on the show. And it went terrible. Let's just say that. In my eyes, it went terrible, bro. Like, some of the music wasn't downloading, you know, because a lot of artists pull up and they don't send their music beforehand, which I'm sure you experienced. Yeah. Don't send their music beforehand. All of the notifications you put out about sending your music beforehand didn't reach them or whatever. So went through that, and you know, downloading the music, awkward moments of silence and things like that. Shut down the show a little early because pretty much all the artists that was there ended up performing and stuff. And then there was some artists at the end of the ticket that ended up coming late, like towards the end of the show. I'm thinking they're not going to show up at this point. So everybody's skating venue like, all right, yo, we shutting it down. And then the artists end up showing up. And I'm like, bro,
I can't help you, bro.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what to do for you, but I'll give you your refund. You feel me? That's all I could do for you, bro. Everybody end up skating. We didn't already shut it down. It's over. So I learned a lot from it, but it was like, in my eyes, a terrible first show. But to other people, they like, bro, it was a great time. And that started the Untouched experience, bro. Like, all the shows, you know, I ain't gonna say everything is great, but mostly people have a great experience, and that's what I really care about.
Right.
Is what you experience when you here. Did you have a great time? You know, was it worth your investment?
For sure. Most of them were at Compound when y'all was on Seneca. Or?
We had 2 at the compound,
Okay.
and that was towards the like our first one. We just like we was debating if we was gonna even have it there. We like should we do it out here? Like we weighed the pros and cons and stuff, and like the biggest thing was that we was already had an office space there, so we didn't have to pay for a venue. Boom, that saved us some funds. And then we just like, yeah, let's just see what it is. We did the first one, it went well, and then we like, all right, let's double back for the second one, and then just go somewhere else for our last one that we usually go out at the end of the year. So yeah, both of them went well. We had our problems and stuff, but it went well. And our second show there was kind of like a final goodbye for the struggle out there.
Yeah.
So before they moved to the current location, so it was dope. You know what I'm saying? It was like the going away party. We stayed there that month a little longer because of the showcase. So it was dope at the time.
Word. You still working out of there or no?
Nah, I end up getting my office space out of there just to really focus on what my business is doing. You know what I'm saying? We had some other things going on. But mostly just to focus on my business and really like be there for my family, like my children and my wife, you know what I'm saying? Really had to, get things together.
Oh yeah, gotta keep the family
For
first.
sure. I make sure my family's straight.
Dope. So when's you have any upcoming shows and stuff like that going on?
We working on it. Like I said, things kind of been a little crazy this year. We usually would have had our second showcase already. But each year we got different obstacles, not the same as last year. So we navigating through things right now, and I'm working on a different business structure right now that'll be more successful for where we heading. So we working on a new showcase coming up right now. That's gonna be end of the year. We probably do just one more this year. Cause like I said, I'm trying to focus on other things, but we definitely gonna have another one coming soon.
Yeah, I want to say the first one I think I was at was Electric City.
Electric City.
Yeah. How was your experience there? Because
the experience was great, bro. The experience was great. As far as like working with Electric City, you know what I'm saying, getting to know the staff and even like Showtime when we was up in there, bro, it was a great experience. You know what I'm saying? It was our biggest venue. It was our most expensive show, and the experience was great. Learned a lot from it. Lost a lot from it as far as financial wise. I invested a lot into that. It was a lot of other events going on at the time. We had if it was a smaller venue, we had a decent turnout. It was dope. We had more people in attendance than we usually had and things like that. But for that venue, it wasn't the turnout that we expected. Definitely and it definitely was a hit because we invested a lot in the marketing just alone. You know what I'm saying? And we was on the radio with it. We had a radio interview. We had a commercial running on the radio. We had a commercial running on the news. We went on the news. We had flyers out. We was putting flyers out all across the town. And we invested a lot in marketing. But it just wasn't it. But Electric City is valid, bro. I could pull up to anybody's show for free. You know what I'm saying? I'm close with the guy that orchestrates all the shows there. So I shoot him a text. He told me like, yo, you pull up to any show, just let me know.
Nah, that's tough.
Winning the G Herbal show.
Yeah.
So
that the relationships you build, you know what I'm saying?
Bro.
It ain't no L, you know what I'm saying? If you built a bridge.
For sure. And they welcome us back with open arms.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Yeah, and that's the key.
For sure.
That's the key. Word. So what's your thoughts on like the Buffalo scene or just in rap and how everything's going in the city right now? For me, it feel like it's a little quiet.
Yeah.
It's a little quiet right now. In certain pockets, it's like niche stuff going on. Just what's it from your perspective? How you feel about it?
I feel like it's cliques. Everybody got their clique of who they rock with. And as far as music wise, I try to stay tapped in. I know who most of the artists are. Like I know a lot of artists in town. Obviously, I work with artists and stuff like that, but I really try to pay attention to who doing what, So as far as the music scene, I would say like, it's a lot of good music that was recently released. But as far as like shows and stuff, I personally haven't really seen too many recently. That's been going on. Maybe I've been missing them. Maybe I've been out of the mix. I kind of still been out here, even with everything I got going on. I still been out here. Like I always gotta watch the scene because that's what I
Yeah,
do. You know what I'm
absolutely.
saying? But I kind of agree with you. It's been a little quiet. It's.
Yeah.
I mean, we did have a major. I would say a major drop from a Buffalo artist recently, and I'll shout him out. K Pistol with the G Herbal joint.
Absolutely.
That's major for the town. You know what I'm saying? That's big. I also got a big feature myself, music industry
Come on.
artist. So, I ain't going to say who just yet, but yeah, actually, get this part out. We dropping this in August, so I'll say it a little later down the line when we talk about the project.
Bet we can talk about it. But yeah, man, it's like I want to see Buffalo grow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think part of it too is economics. You know what I'm saying?
For sure,
Where
for
it's
sure.
just like I read somewhere it was like we the third poorest city like per capita in the US. Like we like
Yeah, bro.
so, and it's like but we produce so much talent. You
We
know what
have a
I'm saying?
lot of talent here.
We got so
bro.
much talent, but it's just like we need the extra pieces. Yeah, I mean, so
Yeah.
we can keep it going. So we can, the people who are dope, we can flourish and we can put bread in their pocket. We can do this, and this. Like
But people don't want to work together, bro. They really just want to do it on their own. I mean, I get it. I do a lot of the stuff that I host, a lot of stuff that I do it on my own. So I get it. But in order for us to really be like become that city where it's like, yo, you gotta listen to this Buffalo artist, bro. We gotta work together.
yeah,
Not even like you ain't even gotta get on everybody's track. That's not what I mean. Like it has to be a networking aspect to where it's like when you really see Buffalo, bro, you see everybody in Buffalo. And how can we do that? That's a good question, but I think it starts with us coming together and really pushing the music scene out there, rather than just like, all right, let's all just create music and put it out. Bro, you got to put some bread behind your music, bro. You got to market your stuff, bro. In other cities, don't
Take
just
that
market it
risk,
here, bro.
yeah.
Like, yeah, you got to get buzzing in your city first, but bro, you really got to put the bread and market in other cities, bro, other states. You got to show face.
Absolutely.
And that's one thing I need to improve on, showing face in other states. But we just got to work together in that aspect.
Absolutely. Yeah. Where did you tell? Did you go to South by?
I didn't, not yet. Every
Okay.
time I try to go, bro, it don't align. But I do need to go. That's definitely on my agenda to really do that.
Absolutely.
I have to. It's only right.
Yeah, man. So let me see. If somebody's never heard your music, what would be the song you would be like, yo, tap into this? You want to know King Dagger?
I would originally have said Wait on Me off of my Indecisive album that I dropped in 22. But now this new music that I got coming out is like 2 steps up from that. So I obviously can't even drop none of those tracks yet because y'all wouldn't know the name. But now I would probably say fourth quarter. Like if I'm showing my music to somebody for the first time, I'm gonna play fourth quarter. And that's just one of my songs that's like, none of my music has curse words in it. None of them. Unless like I got a feature or something. And even I'm trying to go down a path to where it's like, if you're getting on one of my tracks, don't curse. And
Yeah.
I shout out the big artist that I got on my project because I hit him. I'm like, yo, bro, I don't do cursing in my music, bro. Could you align with this mission? And bro sent the verse back and completely aligned with it, bro. Like verse is fire. So, but yeah, I'm gonna put you on the fourth quarter. I never dropped a music video to it. I should have, but that song is like, if you haven't listened to it, go listen to it. King Dagger fourth quarter off my Came From the Struggle project I dropped in August of 25. Song is valid, bro.
Come on. So just even with you have a strong like moral compass and just like your mission on what you're doing with the music. Do you ever feel like deterred or like it's just like, man, like how do you like push against the, like, let's say the negative thoughts? Because not cursing in rap music is like, it's kind of unconventional. You know what I'm saying? What helps you stay aligned to that mission?
Really, that the Lord set me on this path. So it's like I can't fail. You know what I'm saying? What's going to happen is what he wants to happen. And if that's like me being, an A-list artist in this industry, then cool. If it's me staying an underground artist and my music never like becoming, in that A-list category, that's fine. But I'm gonna work this business and I'm gonna be known in other ways. You know what I'm saying? I may not be an A-list artist, but I'm gonna be one of the top businesses doing this. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But really, sometimes I do feel that I do feel that type of energy to where it's like I'm overshadowed. But with the moves I'm making, with the work I'm doing, it's like it's gonna come a time where you can't overlook me, straight like that. And I'm gonna say that now. It's gonna be a time where you can't overlook King Dagger. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like the not cursing is gonna become prominent. You know what I'm saying? People won't try to follow suit because, like, bro, my music can be played anywhere. Your kids can listen to my music, bro, and you don't gotta feel no way about it. And it ain't like no corny Christian rap. Like, I'm not calling Christian rap corny, but I'm saying, like, some people think of it that way. You know what I'm saying? It's corny and things like that. Like, bro, this music ain't corny. You know what I'm saying? This music you could vibe to this music just like you could vibe to anything else. You know what I'm saying? And feel good about it. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes I'm driving, you blast the music, bro, and you want to speed, you want to listen to some rap music. You can do that with this music and not feel shunned, not feel like people gonna look at you the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? And that's just from a personal experience of feeling that way about certain songs. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna come a time where you can't overlook King Dagger. And that's a fact.
Heard that. As
very humbly.
Respectfully. How is becoming a father, how has that impacted your lifestyle, your music?
It changed the way I look at things. It gave me a drive to now just find a purpose in it. It's like now it's like I'm not just doing it to do it. I haven't done that in a long time. It's always been like, calculated steps and calculated risk. But like now it's like it has to make sense. I'm not going to just be in every scene. I'm not going to be on every song because now I have an image to create for the people who need to find me, but also my children now. You know what I'm saying? What are my children looking up to? And before I had kids, that wasn't a thought in my head. Obviously I ain't had kids, so it's like wasn't one of the things I thought about. But now it's like, who do my children have to look up to? Are they going to have to look to someone else for inspiration and how they should be when they out here in public, or while they looking for who they are, or are they going to look to me? Right. So that plays a lot in my head of what image am I putting out there? How are people going to look at me in 5 to 10 years? You know what I'm saying? Who am I going to be? Who am I growing into? You know what I'm saying? Right. Now that I'm 30, bro, which is wild. You know what I'm saying? Flies, it's wild, bro. Time flies. Even I'm trying to have my music mature, bro. Like I don't want my music to sound immature, bro. Like it's like I need my music to grow with me. Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. And you gotta provide yourself the space for that. You know what I'm saying? You created a brand where it allows you to grow with you. Yeah. And your fans to grow with your music. Nah, that's tough. Nah, that's you got a top 5, Donnie?
All right, so we got a top 5 segment.
Say that.
So I know you touched on like throwing the untouched talent showcases a little bit in the beginning, and as people who we've collaborated on some events in the past, but we just threw like our first no label event this year. So what are 5 things you give somebody who's getting into curating experiences or events? What would you give them to look out for, or just some advice going into it?
If you just starting in hosting events, first things first, don't stop when it gets hard. Don't stop when people not showing up. Don't stop when people ain't talking about your events, especially if you just starting. Don't stop there because it gets better. The more you go, the more that you're out in that field, the more noise that you make, which is going to happen if you continue, the more people will be attracted to what you do. I would say, secondly, focus on your professionalism, because when you're dealing with people and you're unprofessional, people not going to want to rock with you, bro. Word of mouth is very powerful, and it can either boost your business or destroy your business. So a third thing would be to really get your finances in order. Most people not going to have tens of thousands of dollars to put into hosting events, but get you a solid group of people, bro, that's willing to invest with you and put the bread on the table. You know what I'm saying? Be willing to split that revenue with them people that's putting in work with you. Focus on your finances, bro. Really get them locked in the beginning, so when the bread do come, you know how to allocate it, bro. So number 3 is those finances. Number 4 is networking. You have to be able to network in the field that you're looking to grow in. Without networking, there is no connection to artists on my behalf. I have no artists to perform at my shows if I don't network. You know what I'm saying? Networking is very important in the business, in your personal life. Anything that you do in networking is very important. And the 5th one I would say is a 5th thing is probably going to be even more than the financials. I would say business structure, bro. And that's what I'm focusing on now. The way I started was me just jumping into it. It's like, all right, let me start everything first and then learn on the way, which I wouldn't say it was a mistake for me, but there was more research that I could have done before jumping into everything. So I would say more than anything on the list, bro, your business structure is what's going to be most important, because that business structure is how you're going to create longevity. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Like right now I'm in the process of changing my business structure so that when I'm removed from the situation, Untouch is still going to go on for 50, hundreds of years. You know what I'm saying? All these companies that's been around 100 years, and ain't the same people running them. You know what I'm saying? They created a stable business structure to where their business can go on without them. Yeah. And so focus on your business structure, bro, first and foremost. Let's put that at number 1 and not number 5, you know?
Last but not least, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that business infrastructure is key. That's one thing, like, I always think about whenever I'm going into any business endeavor. It's like, okay, if we creating this thing, how do I make sure that this can last? Something could happen to me today. Yeah. And the business will be able to function without me having to be there.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, my mom's got a company, like, we in the building right now, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, she showed me the importance of that. Like, it's like, yeah, we can work hard, we busting our ass doing this, and this. But it's like, okay, how do I be able to enjoy the fruits of my labor?
Yeah.
How can this bring in money and I don't physically have to be there? Yeah, man, that's something that's so overlooked in like entrepreneurship, business, and shit like that.
It's something I always wanted, but I didn't have the capacity to do myself. I had no understanding of it, and even now, like, I'm still learning about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as my business goes, I research and learn everything about that myself. I wish I would have took a business course or something in college, but everything I know about it, I learned by doing. I learned by looking it up because I wanted to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything. Like, I didn't have anyone in my life prominently who has the business structure. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to be that for my children. They're going to be able to come to me with their business questions and start their business and, you know, have that person with them in their corner. But I didn't have nobody to do that with me. But it was something I've always wanted. I just didn't know, like I said, how to do it.
Yeah. And it's smart. It's just like, shit, some people business people don't even know it. Like, some people be out there, they've been trapping and hustling for so long. It's like, you don't even know you created a organization, a company organization. You got logistics, you got distribution, branding. You know what I'm saying? But it's like really having those transferable skills and not being afraid to pull them gems from wherever you come from.
For sure.
You know what I'm
we
saying?
all got a business in us, bro.
Absolutely. What's the name? We also got a third eye segment.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So we talk about spirituality, unconventional truths, unpopular opinions, stuff like that.
Okay.
With you being a Christian rapper, you know what I'm saying? I grew up in a household where the Bible was the book. You know what I'm saying?
It's conscious gospel, bro.
Conscious gospel. You're absolutely right. So, have you ever had any? Well, first let's start here. What's one of your favorite Bible verses?
One of my favorite Bible verses will probably be the Lord's Prayer in Matthew 6:13, I believe it is.
Mhm.
That will probably be my favorite prayer. I mean, my favorite scripture in the Bible, mostly because it's basically just it's Jesus teaching us how to pray. Um, a lot of um, a lot of reasons why, maybe I don't even want to say that. I guess I will say it. A lot of reasons why some of our prayers don't get answered is because of what we're praying for and how we're praying. You know, I'm not going to say that it's a wrong way to pray,
Mhm.
but there is a right way to pray, if that makes any sense at all. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
he laid out a script for how to do it.
Mhm.
First, you thank the Lord. You know what I'm saying? You bless his you bless that, and then like you pray for forgiveness and things. Like he kind of laid it out how to do it. So in that formula that he laid, there is to be a response. You know what I'm saying? As long as that aligns with the will that the Lord has on your life.
Mhm.
Like if we just out here praying for things that the Lord never intended us to have for whatever reason, maybe because it's not going to benefit you the way you think it is, or
Mhm.
it's just whatever reason he has made up for that. It's like that's just what it is. Every prayer not gonna get answered, bro.
No, that's a fact. And sometimes people don't like you got so much going on in your life or in your mind, you don't got time to receive it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that was one of my teachers. He's real big into. Shout out to Dr. Lean. He taught me about Bible and like kind of like the metaphysical, just and the metaphors and interpretations. Allegories and all of that. And he helped me make it make sense for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I had trouble just like I don't want to say believing, but it was like the relationship between like let's say heaven and hell and God, Jesus and the devil, it didn't make sense to me, and I didn't have an understanding of it. And I definitely like sought out other people to like, yo, help me digest this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, make this make sense. Help me make this make sense.
That's completely fine to do, bro.
Yeah.
Sometimes we gotta do that.
Hell yeah. So, what's the name? I was gonna ask. Have you ever had like any like spiritual, or some people may call them spiritual, supernatural experiences that like kind of affirmed your belief system?
There were around the time I first got baptized, there were I wouldn't say nothing like crazy supernatural, you know what I'm saying? But I had encounters of like, the Lord's presence and with the Holy Ghost around like when I first got baptized and was first really taking this journey. I'm not gonna say I haven't now, but like, you know what I'm saying? There's levels to it. And the level I'm at now, I have to go deeper in order to really let's just say I have to go the the higher you get, the deeper you gotta go into it. You know what I'm saying? You have to the more you have to read and pray and fast. Fasting is important as well, as you know. But the more that you have to, in a sense, do, you know what I'm saying? And not do as far as action, because there's nothing that we can do to earn the righteousness, but like do as far as on your part. You know what I'm saying? Jesus did the part for all of us to where it's like we have that. He's given us that that grace, and he gives us that righteousness if we seek him out. But at the same time, like there's things that you have to do. You have to pray. You have to continue to stay consistent in the word. You have to pursue that. That has to be a conscious decision that you make, because of this thing we have called free will. The Lord is not going force himself into your life. You know what I'm saying? You have to choose that path, and you have to wake up and choose that every day. It has to be a conscious decision that you make. You know, so yeah, I don't remember where I'm going with that, but yeah, bro. It's a choice that you have to make for sure.
Absolutely. And my last question is, in terms of spirituality and religion, do you see them as one and the same, or do you see like a difference between the two?
So when Jesus was here, it was the religious folk that were the ones who crucified him because they felt like he was being blasphemous.
Mm-hmm.
He came back to basically he came back to pretty much diffuse, let's say diffuse for lack of a better term at the moment, the religious folk who make it seem like the religious veil that was present at the time was the route to go. Like, for instance, when Jesus healed on the Sabbath, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, you healed on the Sabbath. He's like, okay, so you know, I healed this person on the Sabbath. Is it better to not do any works on the Sabbath, or that in you know, in my terms, is it better to not do anything on the Sabbath, or to give this man his vision or his legs back, or you know what I'm saying, heal this man of his sins? Like, is it better to not do that? You know, but it's just like, I feel like the spirituality was lost because of one, you know, of how the world was at that time. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you did this, it was sin, you're unclean. You know, you can't come to the Lord how we can now because of what Jesus. You know, around the time me and my wife was about to get married, I'm like, I don't know what the Lord want me to do. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where I'm going. I didn't have no person in my life who's like, all right. I didn't have no marriage to look at prior to going to this church. And I let him know, I'm like, yo, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what the Lord want from me. I don't know what to do. And he interceded for me, you know? And I say that's the most important thing, bro. You need people to intercede for you and go to the Lord in those times where you lost or you ain't hearing yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's most important.
Absolutely. So for just the with all the information and just like you being your authentic self is refreshing. You know what I'm saying? And I'll never like tell anybody to not be themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And
I learned that over the years.
So when people go to Untouched Talents and like .com, what can they expect and what can they get from you and all that stuff?
I'm always, even right now, you go to untouchedtalents.com, it says that it's basically locked right now. You know what I'm saying? You can still subscribe and things like that, but it's locked because I'm always working on making the website better. I'm doing it myself. I'm no web designer, bro. I don't know how to do all that. You feel me? Like, but I learned it over time. So right now, when you go there, bro, and I'm, like I said, I'm creating it to in a different light. But it shows you what we've done over the years. You can see all of our previous showcases. You can see all the previous artists we work with. It's not just about all the artists at Untouched Talents, myself, Speedy, Malcolm Mall, G Major. It's not just about us. It's about all the artists we work with and help build this platform. You know what I'm saying? All of them are showcased on there, bro. You feel me? We got pictures of all of them up there. So you go and see previous artists' performances and things like that. Also, we're introducing subscriptions, memberships. Tough. You know what I'm saying? I won't go into detail of what's entailed in those memberships. I'm gonna let you go find that yourself. But we introducing memberships, bro, to where it's like you could come to all our shows and, you know, get exclusive benefits, bro, by just joining the family. You know what I'm saying? That's tough. And, you know, I'm always thinking of how to make things better, how to make the experience better. So, you know, I'm trying to incorporate what we do into this website without making it feel overwhelmed, to my knowledge of creating this website. You know what I'm saying? Just the research I do, the things I learn, and incorporate that in there. So because like I'm always like learning more about this, I'm always working, doing little tweaks on the website to make it better. Dope. Make it more of an easy platform to navigate. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah. So, and people want to hear your music, where they go?
Now, you can go to the website. It'll show you some of the most recent releases, but you could search King Dagger. You search it on Google. It'll lead you to most of my links. But on Spotify, Apple Music, if people use Pandora anymore, things like that, YouTube, you can find me by the name King Dagger. I'm still in competition with an actual dagger. But you know, you can find me by the name King Dagger.
Oh, bet any last words? You got anything you want to say? If you want to tell the people,
For
camera
sure.
right there.
I got this new project coming out. It's gonna be right now. It's the EP. It might become an album, but we'll see within these next 3 months that I have, 3.5 months I have ahead of me. New project coming, Living Proof. Got a big feature on it. The big feature is WESTSIDE BOOGIE.
Tough.
So yeah, when I released my project, and just to go into a real quick spiel about this, when I released my single I released this year, Written in the Stars, he seen some of my promotion for it and reached out to me. It's like, yo, bro, I seen shout out the algorithm for putting you on my feed. You know what I'm saying? Your music is dope, bro. What's good? You trying to work? We end up having a conversation and stuff. I told him I had just recently got scammed last year over some stuff. So I'm like, bro, I'm iffy about it. Let's hop on a FaceTime call. Let me check in, make sure it's you. Let's talk real quick, whatever. And we could go from there. Hopped on FaceTime with bro. You know what I'm saying? The love was genuine, bro. You feel me? Like I never met him before.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? But the conversation, you know what I'm saying? The way business was handled, bro, was just genuine. Bro looked out. It's all love. You know what I'm saying? So I got the WESTSIDE BOOGIE. I got WESTSIDE BOOGIE on this upcoming project. You know what I'm saying? I don't have any features on any of the other songs. It's all me. You know what I'm saying? But I do got the WESTSIDE BOOGIE track with my guy featuring my guy Heist the Prophet on a hook. You know what I'm saying? So it's huge, baby. Shout out my boy Heist the Prophet, man. We going up. This gonna be the start of it.
Dope.
Shout out WESTSIDE BOOGIE.
Absolutely. Man, I'm glad we finally made it happen, bro.
For sure.
Absolutely. No Label the Pod. We out of here.
Let's go.
No label, no label.